Hall, check, hall.
Good evening to one and all present here. The past 2 days have been really very interactive with overwhelming response from the audience, and thank you for that. It has been of great value addition to our knowledge banks, and now we are here for the last and final day of the entrepreneurship podium. And for today, we have entrepreneurs who are the face of some well-known organizations like the Vasant Group, the TDW Furniture, So South. So now I request Professor Keshav Bhatia to kindly come over and introduce the speakers for the day.
Very good evening to all of you. Our first speaker for the day is Mr. Hiten Vasant. Mr. Vasant is a multifaceted, self-motivated individual with diverse talents and business acumen. Under his leadership, Vasant Group has built a core competency in logistics solutions. It is also diversified into new age businesses such as information technology, services, data management and warehousing. As a leader, he has played an integral role in the development of all projects of the Calorix Foundation and especially DPS Bhopal. Interestingly, he has also been the Vice President of the All India Motor Congress and the Honorary Secretary of the Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Mr. Vasant is a trustee with Samvedna, an NGO run by his wife, Mrs. Janki Vasant, for the upliftment of slum children. In addition, he is a trustee with Uthan, an NGO working with mentally challenged children, and Yuva Unstoppable. He has started a rural education initiative by starting English medium preschools and has also established Vasant Pathshala, under the umbrella of which run 5 schools in rural locations. He is currently focused on building Vasant Gramin Unnati with an objective to bringing holistic development and upliftment of all communities in villages by imparting education to the youth and mothers. He is also dedicated efforts on shaping Vasant Veggies, a supermarket that trains farmers and links them to modern day retail. I request the student volunteer to welcome him with a bouquet as a token of our appreciation. Our second speaker for the day is Mrs. Smit Khambata. Ms. Khambata is an architect and an urban designer with over 20 years of professional work experience and with architectural practices in India, the United States and Switzerland. She is the managing director of TDW Furniture Private Limited, a furniture design, manufacturing and retail company specializing in contemporary solid timber furniture based in Ahmedabad. Apart from her professional work, Ms. Khambata contributes regularly as an external examiner or jury member on student design projects at the National Institute of Design and CEPT University. She has twice served as a jury member for the Indian Institute of Interior Designers Annual Design Awards and is an active member of the Faculty of Architecture Alumni Association. She lives in Ahmedabad with her husband, architect and planner Bimal Patel, and their daughter and son, who are both pursuing their graduate and undergraduate studies at present. I request our student volunteer to welcome her with a bouquet as a token of our appreciation. Our third and youngest speaker for the day is Mr. Ketan Trivedi. After working with multiple organizations for over 14 and a half years, Mr. Trivedi realized that entrepreneurship was his true calling. He is a founding partner at the Indian Street Kitchens, Ahmedabad. TISK is a startup that converts love for food to business as a venture. It has been created with an intent to bring in street food from across the country and beyond in the best possible manner to consumers. So South was a brand that was started by 3 school friends, Ketan, Chintan and Vivek, between which they had 35 odd years of work experience. So South started with a small outlet on SG Road in October 2012 and officially launched a cafe restaurant in March 2013. It currently has 4 outlets in Gujarat with 1 each in Ahmedabad, Baroda, Surat and Rajkot. While the Ahmedabad outlet is owned by the friends, the other 3 are franchised. So South is the highest rated South Indian restaurant in Ahmedabad on both Zomato and Burp. Presently, So South has revenues touching 1 crore an annum, and in 2015 they expect this figure to go up to 2.5 crores. I request the student volunteer to kindly welcome him with a bouquet as a token of our appreciation.
Thank you, sir, for the introduction. Now, I would request Mr. Hiten Vasant to kindly deliver his speech.
You guys make me nervous. Mrs. Trivedi, Mr. Trivedi, Ismail bin Ketan, faculty members, and the young to-be entrepreneurs, the BBA students of HL. It is a privilege for me to be here, and I feel something different than what normally it is, because I'm going to talk to people, to the kids who are no more kids, and very soon they are going to be out in the open, creating a life, creating a career, which will bring a change in the society. Being a student of commerce, but never attended any classes, was a student's leader, a loud student's leader, went to Japan from the university, and then finally got into the business, which I had to get into, being the only son of the family, that is the transport business, which is today a 52-year-old business. Born in Porbandar, came to Ahmedabad, and I saw my father working for the transport industry. He was also from Porbandar, so we had no base in Ahmedabad. But I saw him working, creating a Gujarat level association, and for many, many years, he used to spend his time, money, energy, whatever, in running that association for the betterment of the transporters. So when I go back, in fact today only I was thinking that how did I get into this kind of mental frame, but I have seen my father for many, many years fighting for the issues of the transporters. Then when I grew up, I got, in 82 when I was a student's leader, Bade Miyan Pirzada, if you have heard of him. He is one guy who knows what education is. In those days he was a principal, and he was the dean of the commerce faculty of the Gujarat University, and he had the courage to say no to anybody and to stand for what was right for education. And I had the privilege of being with him for many, many years. We started LJ College. That was the first college that was started. I was the one, though I was a student, just passed out. We had put the benches in the old building, a rented premises at Gulbai Tekra. And then the journey started there. So all those things that gave me something different than just earning money. And today I think what I am told by Keshav is that I need to talk about social entrepreneurship. Honestly, I am not very good on computers. So I asked my secretary to just Google what is social entrepreneurship for the people. And he has given me some few pages. I have just gone through it. It has got various definitions. But one thing that I understand is, we all do business. We all live to earn because that is a need for us to survive. But at some point of time, dunya na hisab karta karta, when you get tired, you want to do something for the society which gives you eternal peace. The happiness which the money might not be able to buy for you. There's a limit that you can spend, there's a limit that you can earn, there is a limit when you do all kawa dawas to earn money, legitimate money. So according to me, there is no definition. This says there is no definition about particularly what social entrepreneurship is. But I would say that along with the profit, which is the bank balance or the assets or something, when you bring a change to the society, any act or anything that you do which would create a difference in the society, maybe in your neighborhood, maybe in your chali, in your society, the slums nearby, your drivers community, truckers, or your staff here, your peons in this college. But when you make a difference along with what you are doing, there has to be something where you can earn your livelihood or something. But here the deposit, what you do is the happiness of others, which has been given to them by the act, by what you have done, which ultimately gives a lot of satisfaction and pleasure. After doing all this, I have been a part of growing many institutes, Calorix. We started schools and colleges. We did a lot of change in Ahmedabad. There are few students from DPS, there are few students here from Calorix. So that was the beginning. Then Samvedna, which has been started by my wife, where we do a lot of work with the students. And taking it further, I would like to share what we are doing just now, which 2 years back when I shared that with my friends who were highly qualified professionals, they tore me apart that you are a madman. You can't do this. But trust me, 2019, I am going to take the Nobel Prize for the development of the society. I can promise you that much, and that is what I am working today for. For Gramin Vikas, we all talk about, all the governments, everybody wants to talk about the development. The development will not come in the cities. The population, the rich people, the people who have got something, there is hardly 2% of what India is about. For that you need to go to the rural areas. And for you also, let me tell you kids, for you also to earn for tomorrow, if you really want to make money, go to the rural areas. Absolutely virgin areas. They want to do something, they want to buy something, they want to have something, they want to enjoy something. If you will create a good Bhaji Paunilari Ketan in the rural areas, you will be able to sell it much more than what you can get it here. Trust me, they even have money to do that. But to tell you the story, Janki runs a school of Samvedna, a municipal school, which was not a mainline school, but I can tell you better. That was a school where the kids were prepared for the mainline schools. In a school building Tutigav, because it was a very old building and the municipality had to break it. She didn't get a place where she can take her students. And unfortunately, after 3 months, I was at a crossroad and 2 of her kids, they came to beg. And when I looked at them and when they saw me, they said, "Arey, Janki Didi husband." And they both ran away. And when I told Janki about this, she was very upset that her kids, that whom she had prepared, out of that 2 boys were begging. And she was quite upset. She was getting into depression. And then I thought, okay, let us start schools. If we don't have a property here, we have got a farm. For 7.5 years, I started farming. So there was a mix of things, So that was one area where I thought we should do a school, which is our property, and we should go to the rural areas. Why to do it in the urban areas? They have different things available, which the rural kids they don't have. So how to go about? And I started farming 7.5 years back, which was my childhood wish, kheti kar, because my forefathers were, grandfathers were farmers. Now in that the story was, if I used to produce tomatoes could not even afford to sell it because it could not even give me the revenue, the cost of the labor which I had to pay for plucking of the tomatoes, around 3 rupees a kg. When I used to go back home and ask Janki, she used to say that tomato is 20 rupees. So which was even expensive to eat because 20 rupees tomato when you know that it is not even 3 rupees. So there was a dilemma and we thought that we should get into retailing of vegetables. Now, how to do that? How do we go to the villages? On their trust, let them know that we are there to help them, to do something better for them. And the only way that I could think was education. However Chirag sir might be, but everybody respects him because he's a teacher. So he is a personal friend, so I'm just joking with him. But any teacher is always respected, come what may. People might be scared of the teacher. They might be excellent, so they might be in love with the teacher. But teachers certainly has a very, very important role in the society, and especially in the rural areas. And if you will talk of anybody, they'll always say that there was one teacher who played a very important role of somebody being what that person is. So we thought, let us go to the villages and start the preschools, which is Balghar, which is a business model. In Balghar, we want to start. We have started preschool for the young kids. Teachers we employ from the local areas, so giving jobs to the people around, giving them good pay. In the afternoons, mothers needs to be taught because mothers they have no connect with the child when the child is studying in the school, especially English. So we thought that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, whatever is taught to the child, we teach to the mothers. So mothers they know that what has been taught to the child and they can have some connect with the words which the child speaks. And the rest of the days like Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, we can teach something else to the mothers. In the afternoon, we want to start skill development, which we have not been able to. The rest of the things we have been able to, that is skill development, because lots of kids, they fall out. They don't go study after the 8th. Now there is nothing else that they can do. And honestly, beyond Ahmedabad, you will not find a good mistri, you will not find a good painter, plumber, nobody. एक सारो टीवी में मैकेनिक पर नहीं मरे. Now, if we want to develop Gujarat or any place, everybody cannot afford a place, a land in Ahmedabad. So everybody would like to go 20-30 kilometers away from Ahmedabad. But how will they survive if there are no helps available in the nearby areas? You might put Jacua showers. It will not work after a month when you go there because there is a lot of salt content there. Nobody can repair it. You have a nice TV, Samsung flat or whatever TV. There's something wrong and nobody will be able to guide you how to do it. You go once in a month and the day you go, it will not be working. So something we need to create, we need to give them soft and hard skills so that they can stay in their own areas. They don't need to move out. If they come to Ahmedabad, the cost of living of Ahmedabad will be too high. If they in the local areas, if they are trained to be in the local areas, then with the same house, with the same family, they can even help the family and they can earn more and the development of the area will happen because there are things available there. And in the evening, we want to give training to the farmers. Farmers, they work very traditionally. They are really very smart, they know, they are very practical, but at times there is some change because whatever they get, the inputs are changing. The quality of inputs are changing, which they are not ready to accept. So to bring that change, to make them understand, we have created modules to train the farmers every week. And the idea that we have done is the teachers in the morning, they go to the farm in the evenings. 4 hours they teach and evening 4 hours they spend with the farmers. Each teacher has to meet 4 farmers a day. So you can say that they can keep in touch with 50 farmers regularly. Every week, like one Monday they meet 4 farmers, 1 teacher. So there are 4 teachers meeting 16 farmers a day. So next Monday they'll meet again 16 farmers. So that's how the farmers, they start getting trust. We also want to introduce tablets where we can show them some movies, but still the 3G is not so powerful, so we can do that. But some point of time we'll introduce where they can see, movies, they can see what are the things that are happening, what are the new things, inventions that has been there, which will make them understand that yes, this is possible. Instead of our talking, if they see it visually, it will certainly help them. And the second thing that we want to do is, if there is any disease in the plantation they have, we can take a photograph, send it to the back-end office, where there are people who can suggest, but this is the medicine, that this is the pesticide, the insecticide, or this is the thing that you should use. And immediately they can come back to us so that they can start looking at it. So they can get the, whatever facility for the plantation they have, we can give them that facility. So that is what we are looking at. And at the end of the day, there is a school which is in the vicinity of 10 kilometers, which is a Samvedna school, where it is absolute social project. We have started 5 schools. One is at Babarkha, which is 25 kilometers from here. One is at Lana, at our farm. One is at Vataman. Vataman, in the vicinity of Vataman, 30 kilometers, there is not a single doctor available. There is not an MBBS doctor available. And there, in 2 months, 2 years, we have got 110 admissions in English medium school, which shows that what is the requirement of